Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the SmoovePlayz podcast. I'm Austin, aka Austin Plays, joined by Dean, aka Mr. Smooth. And I know we didn't get anything out for week 6. It's week 7 now, but look, everybody needs a bye week every now and then.
Yeah, that's right. We talked about it and we were like, we get to pick one bye week a season and that's the one that we picked.
All right. But yeah, so sorry about last week, but we're back here this week and Dean, we're talking about your Pittsburgh Steelers here on a Thursday night against the Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati, divisional game, prime time, and what better way to start off this week 7?
Yes, sir. Great way to start off week 7. Pittsburgh Steeler football. And I've one interesting stat for you. So I think we all know that the Steelers do fall into their annual trap game per season. That I feel like everyone expects that now. And since Thursday night football has been a thing since it was created. The Steelers have played six AFC North road divisional games on Thursday night. What do you think their record is in those six games?
You know what's crazy, Dean, is I actually know the answer. I'm pretty sure it's 0 and 6.
It is 0-6. And that's surprising because, I mean, this is a team we know the claim about the Steelers is that they're always finishing over 500. So normally they're always winning games. So this is a stat you normally don't see for Mike Tomlin. 0-6 in road AFC North divisional games on Thursday night.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Mike Tomlin considered one of the best to ever do it, and apparently he just can't get it done on Thursday night. I don't know what the deal is with that. It's interesting, but yeah, looking at this one, I mean, I think that they're the clear odds favorites to win this game for good reason. I mean, we've seen what the Cincinnati Bengals are throughout this year and without Joe Burrow, but the Bengals did make a trade last week, and they went out and got Joe Flacco from another divisional rival and the Cleveland Browns. So look, it's like Joe Flacco's trying to capture all the AFC North Infinity Stones. So how long until we see him in Pittsburgh?
Considering that the Steelers quarterback is also above the age of 40, I don't think they're going to be getting Jeff Flacco. Cam Hayward called this one the Icy Hot Bowl on
The
Thursday
icy
night.
hot boy. I like the name for that.
But yeah, Joe, what do you think about the Browns making that move to a division rival, giving them a quarterback when clearly they needed one?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I mean, I'm not really sure what. Again, look, we know the Browns aren't historically the best and make the best franchise decisions, but you're trading a guy that you clearly thought was good enough to be your starting quarterback at the beginning of the year to a division rival before the trade deadline. I don't know. I think it's really, really interesting. Um, it's not like they gave up a lot for it either, but I don't know. I mean, only time will tell, and we'll see because the Cincinnati Bengals, obviously, without Joe Burrow, I don't think I still don't think best case scenario Joe Burrow comes back until like week 14 or something like that, like pretty far down the road. So they really would need Joe Flacco to come in, light it up, and hold it down if the Bengals want to have a shot. They're 2-4, so again, it's still early in the year, and they're in a spot where if they can steal a couple of games, especially in these next couple of weeks, they're still right there because that AFC North, honestly, is not that impressive right now.
Oh, it's not at all. The Steelers are the only team with a winning record. So actually, the Bengals are in second place at 2-4 because yeah, it's not impressive at all. Um, so what do you think is something that the Bengals can do to try to win this game then?
All right. Well, I think that they definitely are gonna have to use guys like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I think that's gotta be the recipe. You don't again, they have almost all of their salary cap tied up between four players. Joe Burrow, those two guys that I just mentioned, Jamar and T, and then Trey Hendrickson. Hendrickson is listed as questionable this one. I think he's a I think he's gonna play though. I don't know if he's not. I don't know if how he could possibly sit out of this game, especially being a divisional game on prime time. I think that this is a big game, honestly, for the Bengals. And I think they can. I think they can surprise some people. I think it's a 4.5 point favorite for Pittsburgh, currently, and I'm gonna come out and say it. I think I'm actually liking Cincinnati to cover the spread. I think that it's a divisional game. I think this could be a nice, surprisingly hard fought battle. And if Joe Flacco can, this is also again we saw Joe Flacco. He only had like 4 days or whatever it was when he was traded in Cincinnati, and you know, it is what it is. Now he's got, again, it's a short week, but still a few extra days in the system, learning the system. I think that Joe Flacco in this offense, Joe Flacco's been in the league long enough. He knows what he needs to do to win a game. And I think that with guys like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, I think that if he can just get the ball out quick to these guys, because their offensive line is still not that great. If he can get the ball out quick to these guys, I think that they can take advantage of some mismatches and make the Steelers, think about it a little bit.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I do like the Flacco move only for the bank. I don't. All right, let me rephrase that. I don't love giving up. We kind of talked about it a little bit. You didn't like them giving up an asset to get a quarterback, but you can see after last week, I mean, they had 20 targets between their top two guys. Jamar Chase had 10 catches. That wasn't happening with Browning in the game. So maybe kept them happy a little bit. And I do think that Flacco, for some reason, that guy just always plays well against the Steelers. Like last season, they played in Indianapolis. Anthony Richardson gets hurt. Flacco comes in. Colts win the game. Like Flacco just has the Steelers number. So yeah, I could see. I like the Bengals plus 4.5. I agree with you there. I think their game plan does have to be get it out quick because, like you said, that Steelers defensive line is very good. They actually have 12 sacks in the last 2 weeks, or they had a bye week. So the last two games they've played, they have 12 sacks. So they're starting to wake up. Something I think is a key for the Bengals. Chase Brown doesn't have over 50 rushing yards in any game this season. And a lot of that is because three of their games were against Detroit. They were down big. Minnesota, they got destroyed. And then Denver, they got destroyed. So the game script does come into that a little bit. But the Bengals got to run the ball. If they can't run the ball, and I know their receivers are great, but I truly believe that if there's a defense that can at least contain them a little bit on the outside with Ramsey and Joey Porter and Darius Slay and kind of rotating these guys, I think the Steelers can do that. So I think the Bengals need to run the ball to be successful. Then again, the Steelers have been they were great against the run last week and they were good against Minnesota. So I think that's a key for them. Also, Deshaun Elliott questionable this week. Maybe he'll play, so they're getting some guys back. I really think the Steelers' defense is rounding into form. They've looked great against Minnesota. They've looked great against. I know Cleveland isn't the best team, but an AFC North battle is, always just going to be a competitive game. I want to ask you, what do you think about the Steelers' defense over the last 2 weeks?
Well, so we talked about early in the year that the Steelers defense has the potential to be one of the best defenses in the NFL just off of name value alone. They got a lot of guys. Um, they weren't really playing like it, but yeah, these last couple of weeks, I think they've really woken up. I mean, they played Minnesota and they played Cleveland. So, I mean, take that, what you will, but I talk about get right games a lot of the time when teams are playing like the Dallas Cowboys or the Baltimore Ravens, those are some bad defenses. We talk about get right games for your offense. Those could both be get right games for the Steelers defense and allow them to kind of throw some stuff together to see if it works. And I mean, it's been working. And I think that even looking back at, 3 weeks ago when they played New England, I mean, they held New England to 14 points and that was in New England. So I think that this Pittsburgh Steelers team, especially defensively, they're starting to figure it out, and they're starting to figure out how to utilize. You mentioned adding Slay and Ramsey especially. I think they can maximize Jalen Ramsey's ability on the field. I mean, he still has the ability to be a game changer. Um, And then on top of that, TJ Watt, obviously we know what TJ Watt is, but he's not even leading your team in sacks, Dean. That's
I
that's
know.
gonna be Nate Herbig
Hey, that's Nick Herbig.
or Nick Herbig, yeah.
Hey, that's great for me. If the TJ Watt's drawing so much attention and letting these guys eat. Nick Herbert's a beast. Also, I want to say real quick, Jalen Ramsey 2 sacks last week. They're moving this guy everywhere, putting him in the nickel, putting him at free safety, moving him all around, and he's making plays for the Steelers defense.
Yeah. We'll see though, because like I said, there's a lot of talent on that offensive side for the Bengals, and it definitely has the potential to be a test. I mean, Joe Flacco, like you mentioned, I mean, he's been in the league how many years now? He's seen Mike Tomlin how many years? He kind of has an idea, I think, of what they're gonna try to do. Um, and I think it'll be really interesting to see that chess match. Um, but I want to move over to the offensive side of the ball for the Steelers because obviously the Bengals defense is the Bengals defense, but no Calvin Austin, so you're missing wide receiver two, and that means that you're gonna need either DK to just go crazy, and I'm not gonna lie, I think DK is gonna if I'm the Bengals, I'm doubling DK every possession and not letting DK beat you. I want guys like Roman Wilson, and I think they're going to see a lot of we're going to see a lot of 2, 3 tight end sets here from the Steelers with Jonnu, Darnell, and Pat Freiermuth. So I think we're gonna see a lot of big tight end like big formations from the Steelers, and I don't know. We'll see. But I think. I think Roman Wilson is a guy that I'd like to see get some playing time and kind of step into that role for the Steelers. But only time will tell.
Yeah, we'd want to see a guy like Roman Wilson step up, but at the same time, I'm excited to see this offense with these 3 tight ends because I think they're going to be lining up outside. Like Jonnu Smith and Pat Freiermuth are both guys who can line up anywhere in the field and make plays. And Darnell Washington has been getting slowly more involved in this offense, and he actually had his best game of his career last week. And he was on the field a lot. So I think he'll be on the field a lot again tonight because he's basically an offensive lineman who can run and catch the football. And that is my biggest point on the Steelers offense. I think my ceiling for this team was based on the performance of their offensive line because they're very young and they have a 42-year-old quarterback. And I thought that if they could just be a middle of the pack offensive line, keep Rodgers up, run the ball effectively, they can win games because their defense is that good. And the last 2 weeks, their offensive line has been great. And the first 3 weeks, they were not good. So they've been improving. Hopefully, week by week, they can just, keep getting better. But I think, yeah, the tight ends are going to be playing. Yeah, Roman Wilson. I think this can be a big Jalen Warren game. The
Mhm.
Bengals gave up 2 touchdowns to Josh Jacobs, almost 100 yards. 100 yards to Jordan Mason, almost 2 touchdowns. J.K. Dobbins at 100 yards. I think the Steelers need to go in there and say, hey, we'll line up 3 tight ends and we will run this ball all night against you guys. And I think this could be a big Jalen Warren game, in my opinion.
All right. Well, so if it's gonna be a big Jalen Warren game, I mean, I threw out the spread. You said you liked the spread, and I already feel like, I mean, you got to be taking the Steelers. That's your team, but I mean, you taking the Steelers to win this game?
Oh, I'm definitely taking the Steelers. The streak's ending. They're winning their first Thursday night road AFC North game. It's ending tonight, but I don't like them laying 4.5, to be honest. So,
Yeah, yeah. I would say the 4.5 is scary, and being a divisional game, knowing how divisional games go. Also, I don't think anybody's on the Bengals, to be honest. I don't think a lot of people are picking the Bengals to win this game, and I mean, let's be honest. Primetime games have been riddled with upsets to start the year. I mean, last week, I know we weren't here last week, but I know you didn't pick the Giants to beat the Eagles last week on Thursday night.
I didn't.
And and I think this is a very similar situation. And I almost want to take Cincinnati because I think that they really do have a shot if they can keep it close to like if they're gonna be able to keep it close and keep it within 4.5 and within a field goal, like who's to say they don't win this game? And I think there's a lot of value in that. So I actually think I am gonna be taking the Cincinnati Bengals here to win this game. I think Joe Flacco still can get it done. Like I said, he's seen Mike Tomlin a lot. He's played the Pittsburgh Steelers a lot, and yeah, especially if Trey Hendrickson plays, I like it. If he's out though, I think that does hurt them a lot. That hurts the Bengals a lot, but I do think he's going to play. So give me Cincinnati actually to win this game. I know you don't love to hear that, but I'm starting off our week 7 with a home puppy pick here on Thursday night.
Hey, I can't hate on the home puppy pick. And also, it's the AFC North, so we know anything can happen. And the Bengals are wearing all white, so it might just be a uniform pick.
It could be a uniform pick.
They got the white tiger out tonight.
All right.
So, hey, you got a touchdown
Um,
score for us?
Yeah, I was just about to ask. So touchdown score. I mean, I mentioned Roman Wilson. I would like to see Roman Wilson get the end zone, but I'm gonna be honest, probably not. Um, you know who I could see finding the end zone is you mentioned Chase Brown. Obviously, it's easy to pick the starting running back, but I'm gonna take the starting running back. I think Chase Brown is gonna be able to find the end zone. Um, Whether honestly, and I think it's going to be through the air. I think probably going to find the end zone through the air more than anything. Like you said, I like the Steelers' defensive line. I think it is going to be difficult for this Bengals team to run the football, but I think that Chase Brown can get the job done. I think that this Bengals team, I don't know why. I don't know why, because I'm going to be honest, I probably would have given up on the year if I was the Bengals after Joe Burrow went down, but I feel like they're going to be out there playing hard and especially in the divisional rival, I think that they're gonna be like, hey, this is our chance to kind of make a statement and be like, what team do we want to be for the rest of the year? So I like the Cincinnati Bengals to win this one. I like Chase Brown to find the end zone, and we'll see what happens, my friend.
All right, I like it. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with I'm always looking for the value, but I think to this game, Jalen Warren does not have a rushing touchdown yet this season. He only has one receiving touchdown against the Jets. He's so due. He's so overly due, especially if Hendrickson doesn't go. I mean, he's scoring tonight. He might score twice tonight, Jalen Warren. And the Steelers are winning tonight. Those are my picks right there.
All right. Well, I I'm not gonna agree with you, but hey, that's what makes good content right there, all right? We can't be on the same page, all right, getting skunked. One of us is gonna be right, one of us is gonna be wrong, and only time will tell. And I think that regardless, I know you because you actually have a horse in the race. It matters a little bit for me. I think that as long as this is a good football game, I think that's gonna be just enough for me. But give me the underdog here at home.
Yeah.
But that's gonna wrap this one up. We appreciate y'all tuning in. Again, sorry for last week, but we're back now this week. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe so you don't miss our Sunday slate. And we got 2 Monday night games to follow it up once again, along with our Sunday night. That's gonna be coming out separately from our Sunday slate. And then I said leave a like if you enjoyed, and then down in the comment section, let us know your thoughts on this Steelers and Bengals game. Let us know your picks and who you like. And I think that pretty much covers everything, Dane.
I think that's it, my friend.
All
Glad we're
right.
back.
Yeah, we're back. And without further ado, we appreciate y'all as always. We'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
Peace.